Hi, I'm Out of Darts. This week I have a review for one of my other favorite blasters, the Apollo. Avery over at Custom3dNerf has an amazing 3D printed Nerf shop, and you can find him on eBay at the link below. He sells, I don't know, something like 20 or 30 different products, and he's just constantly making new stuff. Now, I'm not the first one to review this product, but I had it the longest, unfortunately, and I just got sick and hadn't been doing it. So what I have this week is the pump kit from Avery over at Custom3dNerf. I've already played with this for 2 actual whole day battles and had a blast. It works really well, it's extremely durable, and it's really well put together. And I think he retails it for $50, which it's a lot of printing. It took me well over 2 days, I think 2.5 days of constant printing to get this done. And I have 2 printers. Anyway, it's essentially a kit that you just add on and solves the basic problems. Now, a lot of other people have already talked about this. Mine is missing the blaze orange tip, and I will replace that in the future. That is definitely something that everybody should have if you're playing with it somewhere. I did tape over it with red tape the other day. But essentially, it's just an add-on that primes your existing mechanism and makes it much, much easier to just rapidly fire off the rounds. And that, compared to this nonsense of trying to hold this straight or do something goofy like this with nothing to brace it on, I mean, this is just such a poorly designed blaster from an ergonomics perspective. Also, one of Custom3dNerf's products is this amazing stock, which just by itself I think solves a lot of Apollo problems. And a few comments on the actual design of the parts. I think they're really, really well put together, but one thing I did do myself was I sanded down this edge here just a little bit. I know the inside is not totally, it's partially hollow because it's not 100% infill, but that allowed it to just feel a little less sharp in my hand. Now, I know why he put this here. It's so that you really keep your hand on this side, because if you slam this down with your pinky in here, I'm pretty sure you could break your finger. I have not done that yet because this does have a nice large rest and a very obvious spot to put your hand. One other major thing that I did to mine is that I printed this piece in a different direction. Now, 3D printing prints layer by layer by layer, and what happens normally is we've got layers, 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 layers. And if this is printed that direction, it's normally 2 pieces. Those parts slide against each other and they make a lot of noise. Here I've got the original design pieces, which I'm not going to use in an actual blaster, because what happens is, because these are all printed layer by layer, when the parts slide next to each other, they make a really awful, awful sound. And now this has nothing to do with the design or the quality or anything about Custom3dNerf's. It's just a part of 3D printing and how it's printed. However, if you take one of these parts and rotate it slightly, you can hear, I mean, it's just a... Knowing that, I simply connected the 2 files and printed them this way. So mine does not make that really raspy sound. Thanks to Avery for allowing me to print my own. Obviously, I love to tweak stuff, but here we can see his awesome logo. It was a little cleaner in the beginning, but I have since had it dropped and beaten up and used by children. And shout out to my neighborhood kids who play Nerf over here. But it seems like it's really held up really well. I think it's probably more durable than the blaster itself, so it's really a long life product. Now, Nerf obviously came out with a cool shotgun that's going to come out later this year. That shoots 2 at once, so that kind of changes this product a little bit, but I still think that loading from right here is like the coolest thing that Nerf has ever done. I mean, it's just something you couldn't do with a clip system blaster with standard darts, and I think it's just really fun, and it's a cool way to play. So I would highly recommend this kit. I haven't done anything painted, just printed my standard black, but overall, very, very cool, and I'm super impressed with his stuff in his store. Another cool thing is he also does a version of the 7-shot hammer shot. So we've got 2 very similar designs, very kind of similar concept, and it's nice to have this diversity out there and have people making stuff. So please support his store and the others that are out there as well, and let's go out and do a little firing test and address one final concern, which is that something to do with this long extended barrel, which it has to be about air resistance and airflow inside here, definitely changes the accuracy. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount this on a tripod. We're going to shoot 12 shots that are brand new rival rounds right out of the box. 12 shots standard, and then we're going to shoot 12 shots with the whole kit off. And we're going to see how those compare in accuracy, because I've definitely noticed that when playing with this, the balls tend to curve a little more to one direction or another, and I'm pretty sure it's just a air friction issue in here. So here you can see that the balls definitely curve off more when they are shot out of the modified blaster, and then versus the stock one here, we can see that they're considerably more accurate. Now in actual gameplay, I still think that this is more powerful because you just can keep it so straight, laser focus onto what you're aiming at versus the regular Apollo just flying all over the place every time you prime it. I mean, it's like starting over from scratch every time you shoot a regular Apollo because you just can't keep the bead on somebody. With this, you really can just get in there and really stay on target. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and do check out Custom3dNerf's website at the link below. Until next time, I'm out of darts.